on to the final talk, and it is Wolves. Wolves are the final team we have to talk about on this transfer series, and let's really get into it. Gary O'Neill has really surprised a lot of teams. A lot of people had Wolves as the bottom of the table this year on their early predictions. I myself had them quite low alongside Sheffield United and stuff like that. But they have surprised a lot of people with the way they've been playing. Like, I saw a video at the start of the season of like a Wolves fan hyping up the team, and they didn't even include the attack. They had no faith in the attack at all. But I think that's been the best highlight of the team this year. Players like Hwang Hee-chan, Neto and Cunha, all just being on form at different points and taking the mantle when it's needed and passing the torch along. And it's been really good to watch, especially with players like Lemina flourishing in the midfield. After he lost what was probably the best player, Nunes, to Man City, you thought, oh my God, I have to let him go. They're going to be so struggling this year. And you know what? They've really not struggled. They've really provided, and they've just stepped and stepped and stepped. And obviously today we're going to talk about two signings that I think could really benefit. As I said, I don't think we need to touch the attack. I don't need to touch Sarr. I think Sarr's a good enough goalkeeper, and the attack is fine on its own. So let's talk about oppositions that can be improved. We're going to start with a very Portuguese signing. Wolves love a good Portuguese signing nowadays. Completely changed how they were 10 years ago. And it is Fabio Vieira. Obviously, a bit out of look at Arsenal. He got brought in with a name like Vieira, and people are like, oh my God, we've got another Vieira on our hands at Arsenal. I'm like, wow, what are we doing with ourselves? But it's just not come to it. And Arsenal obviously looking at signing new midfielders right now, currently get linked with Onana in midfield from Everton. So I feel like moving him on to fund the Onana signing would be the best thing they could do. And Wolves have a lot of money in the pocket right now from the selling Matheus Nunes, and bringing a player like Vieira into that midfield with the likes of Lemina already in there, I think spices it up a lot. And obviously he's a bit more attacking than the others that are in the midfield, and he can get into this spot and move into a more this formation. I know it might be what they're comfortable with, but it can also move into just a solid centre mid as well, and have three solid centre mids who are fully rotating with each other and have a good understanding of each other. I think Vieira can play in these roles quite well, and a team like Wolves, with a lot less pressure on your back than you are at Arsenal, I think he could really do well in a role like that. And on to the next signing. As I said, it was hard to say where they need to improve, but you know, I feel like they could just have another centre back, and there's never any harm in having another centre back. And that's why I've gone with Chalobah from Chelsea. He obviously had a really good season a couple of years ago, but then just never really shown under this Todd Bowley era. You've never really seen him go, wow, and gone, right, yeah, and he's got so many centre-backs in the club right now. He's just not going to get the game time, is he? They've got, you know, players like Disasi and Thiago Silva and Colwill and Badiashile, and, you know, the list goes all on and on and on and on. And you've seen players like Tomori leave Chelsea and do really well in other leagues. So Chalobah, I think, leaving Chelsea, do well in the Prem, He could do, and it'd be a really good move for, as I said, both parts. He might not get all the game time at Wolves he'd want, but he'd get more game time at Wolves than he would do at Chelsea, because Chelsea have so many defenders, and it's just good for Chelsea to get people off the books. I feel like it's a move they could make happen for cheap, on like a loan deal, or see how they can, you know, provide a little sniggles here and there, going, oh, we'll pay you this when that happens. Little clauses, but I think they can get him for like around 10 million, because he's just not going to play, and I feel like Chelsea will be okay to accept the funds and push him on. But that is who I think Wolves would really need to sign. I don't really spoke too much in depth about how they play, but they do play really nice football week in, week out, and they've been quite unlucky in a few games this year. It's like even in a game against us, I'd say they were unlucky, but you can always improve, and that is what this football is about. Let me know what you think of the transfers that I've said in the comments, and let me know who you think you'd sign as a Wolves manager right now. I'm curious to think who you would sign, because it was hard to say where they can improve, because they have shocked me this season on how well they are doing. So let me know in the comments who you think Wolves should sign to continue to improve. Thank you for watching, guys. If you have liked the video, please leave a like. It'd be much appreciated. And if you want to see more, subscribe. It's the end of the transfer series now. I hope you've enjoyed the transfer series. If you've not watched them all, go check them out. They're in a little playlist on my channel. But on to the next set of things that we're going to do. Let's figure out what we're going to do now. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Cheers.